Welcome to Fourth Hour Science. I thought I would start my video by showing my shirt. It says, do more of what makes you happy. Okay, how are you today? I hope you're great. Today is Thursday, May 7th, 2020. Woohoo, it's Thursday. Have you been looking at the moon? Tonight's moon is called a flower supermoon. This is not part of our assignment. It's just something that I thought that you might be interested in. As we talked last week about the different moon phases, tonight begins a full moon. This moon is being called a full flower supermoon, and it is the last of 3 supermoons that we will see in 2020. Don't miss it. Wednesday night, last night, was a perfect time to see it. However, it comes up full early in the morning, so again, we won't see it until the nighttime. So why do you think it is called a supermoon? I learned that the first supermoon was in March, and it was called March's moonworm. In April, it was April's pink moon. May's full moon name is not surprising. Flowers spring forth in abundance this month. I learned that the tradition of naming moons is rich in history. This information was obtained from the Farmer's Almanac, or almanac.com, which is a great site for weather, astronomy, gardening. It even has a kids site with a link to the night sky, jokes and fun, time travel, animal lovers, and weather watch. That would be an awesome site to check out. So in the reading, in the Farmer's Almanac has always honored the Native American moon names and the folklore of those who came before us. They follow the full moon names that were used during Native American and colonial times to help track the seasons. Kind of interesting. Okay, so back to today's lesson. It was hard. I hope you guys have an easier time than I did. This is our first page of assignment. Okay, don't forget to put a check mark in the corner after you've completed your papers. Tells you what page number it is, so when I talk about a page number, that is what I am referring to. Okay, so there are 4 sections on this one. And again, this guy right here is speaking, and he is saying, find my match. This was hard. I had to cross them out, and I started crossing them out. This one here has no hands. I crossed him out. This one here has upside down hands. I crossed him out. This one here is shaded in the continent area. This one is not. I crossed it out. And so I kept looking for some of those differences. If you look inside the mouth, that little dingly thing that hangs in there, if you look at that in the pictures that you have left, that is how you are going to find the match. And it was in the mouth that I found the match. And so I believe that it was this guy down here. You guys, I might be wrong. So you find the match that you think is the correct one. Down here is a mini word find. The words are kind of big for you, but they're right here so you can see them. I did them all, but I don't think that reuse is in this puzzle. I've looked and looked and looked. I'll give you a quarter if you find it. Reuse, I did not find. So I am going to tell you that this word right here is very likely not in there. I kind of crossed it out. I mean, I've looked and looked. Like I said, I'll give you a quarter if you find it. Okay, this picture here is just a color picture. Has some clouds, has a beautiful tree. It must be nighttime because there's an owl out, and owls usually come out at night. This, I wonder if this is a road or a stream. I'll bet it's going to be a stream. Okay, now this picture here, what you are doing here is you are helping to filter the water through the earth to clean the water. So how are we going to do it? You start up here, and there's several openings that you can see. Those are the paths that you can take. It's just like a maze. I did find out that there is no opening to this first one. The second, there is an opening, but you can't go anywhere. It's just like a maze. This over here had nowhere to go either, nor did this one. So I also learned that there were some roadblocks in this area. So in looking at this, this is a layer of the earth below us, and how water gets filtered down to recycle that water for fresh water for us. You can see how it goes through all these different layers of soil and rock to get way down here to the end where the water has been filtered. There were many different ways to go. I did get stuck right here, and right here I had to come to this opening on the opposite side of him. You can probably come further over here to get through this opening and back down here. So yeah, that was, and so I took as many different trails that I could to any opening at top. Do the best you can. Okay, so that is the first page of our assignment. The second page of our assignment, is it good for the earth? Okay, here we also have several sections. I'm going to talk about the bottom ones. The top ones I'm going to do some explaining. So on this section here, you are going to circle everything that uses electricity. You can color the pictures. Down here, it is asking us, what do trees need to grow? And it has a checklist on the side. You are to put a check or an X in any of the boxes that apply to what trees need to grow. On this side here, what do kids need to grow? Very much the same. There was an option or two on this side that was not on this side. Okay, so coming back to the top, is it good for the earth? Why or why not? First of all, I want to talk about a coal-powered plant. That's how we generate electricity, by burning coal. Coal is found way underground. It's a fossil fuel. Pollutes our air. Long ago, a lot of plants were buried underground, and it turned into coal, and as they fossilized. And that is what we use today to generate electricity. It is not a clean resource. It is a natural resource that can be depleted, which means we can use it all up and not have any more electricity. Therefore, we look for renewable resources, which are resources that are man-made. I don't know that I want to say man-made. I guess man had to help get to them, but they're natural resources. For example, solar power, hydropower. We know that solar power is from the sun. People have solar panels, and the solar panels collect the heat and give off electricity in that form. The same with wind turbines. If you've ever seen a wind turbine, they're tall, tall, and they've got like three um, I'm not a very good drawer, but they have three turbines on top that spin to generate that wind, that energy through the wind turbines. That is an excellent way of using resources that will not deplete or use up all of our other resources. So coal puts pollution, bad pollution gases into the air. So solar power is better. Coal puts bad gases into our atmosphere that can hurt the ozone, which is what protects us from the sun's ultraviolet radiation. So coal power plant, I would say it is not the best. And why not? It's because it puts bad gases into our atmosphere. Okay, below it is a wind turbine. I just talked about it a little bit. It is a renewable resource, which means we can be using it over and over again. It is a good thing. Why? Because it does not deplete our natural resources. Okay, so drying clothes outside. I don't know if your mom hangs her clothes outside or your dad. I hang some of it, not all of it. Sometimes I hang clothes just so that I can get through my laundry quicker. But it is a good way to save. During the summer, I hang a lot. Saves on my electric bill, saves on electricity. Clothes is nice and fresh, and the wind or the heat softens them up. So drying your clothes outside is a good thing. Again, you are not using resources, and you are the sun's natural resource. What about biking? Do you think biking is good for the earth? I do. It doesn't use any kind of energy besides our energy. We pedal, we use our energy, which is good for us also because it's a form of exercise. What about gas-powered cars? You know, gas-powered cars also emit a lot of pollution. And if we don't keep our cars clean by changing our oil and making sure that we aren't leaking oil, that puts out all of this pollution. So cars are also another big pollution maker. I don't know if any of you heard about during this time that we have been locked in our homes, that we've had the stay-at-home order, the pollution level dropped tremendously because we didn't have any more cars on the roads. Another place that we get a lot of pollution from is the factories. All the chemicals, if you drive to the city and you see all these buildings with all the smoke coming up, it looks like, that is pollution. Okay, so gas-powered cars are not the best for our environment. So kiddos, that concludes our lesson for today. I hope you found it interesting, and I hope you get a chance to look at the moon. Have a great weekend, and we will see you on Monday.